Esther.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Sabrina. It's so lovely to be here today. As Sabrina mentioned, I'm the Product Operations Manager here at Appointed. So I work as part of our product and engineering team, and I was responsible for delivering this integration that we're so proud of. It was definitely a long time coming. For some of our attendees here today and some of our users, it might not be news, but we actually used to have a Facebook integration some time ago now, which due to some changes in both apps ended up not being maintained. So we're absolutely delighted when towards the end of last year, I think it was September, October time, when we got selected to be a part of Facebook's accelerator program, or Meta's accelerator program now, because they obviously rebranded it throughout those couple of months or 3 months during the accelerator program, which was essentially a 12-week well, not course, but a program for startups to have some face-to-face time with Facebook and Meta engineers, startup managers, marketing professionals, which really enabled us to deliver this integration that we have today now. The integration itself focuses on a Book Now button on Facebook and Instagram business pages, and it really enables our customers to collaborate and engage with their customers. It's been really great to see to see some brands that we were previously working with utilizing this integration, but also brands that we managed to onboard since we've got this integration, who could really take advantage of their social media presence, perhaps due to their personalities or due to the branding that they have existing. And we will see an example later on today as well. In terms of the new integration itself, as some of you might know, it was very much highly requested by our prospective customers as well as our existing customers. So we're really happy that this is something that we've got released now and we can put into the hands of our users. And I'll show you in a few minutes on how to actually add the Book Now button to your Facebook and Instagram pages as well. So keep in tune for that. And I think Gaia is going to talk to us a little bit about Facebook's approach to appointments. So I'll hand over to her now.
Great. Thank you so much, Esther and Sabrina, for having me here. I'm so excited to be talking to everyone joining us today. So I'm Gail. I'm a partner manager at Meta's platform partnership team. So myself and my teammates was appointed to get them live on a Facebook business integration. And as Esther said, this feature, this product is currently still in beta. So a very small group of companies got access to it. And the goal was to select the best in class appointment booking services platforms in EMEA to get access to this feature, and from them to also get feedback on how we can make it better. I always like to see those partnership with the startups as a two-way street, where we offer them that is something that is valuable for them and for their business clients. And in return, we got a lot of feedback that helps us make our product really useful and valuable for you. I have prepared a few slides, so let me share my screen. 1 second, please. Okay, so I hope you can all see my slides. Great. So today, following the integration that Appointed has finished and went live, we are happy to be offering all the business clients of Appointed the possibility to integrate a Book Now button within their Facebook or Instagram account profile. So what will this allow you is to offer an easy to book appointment from within your profile within one click to your clients. So this will allow you, of course, to grow your business online. And today we know that a lot of your campaigns, media campaigns, marketing campaigns are on social media. And this will allow everyone who visits your profile to be able to see the button like they see call us, button, for example, you can see here in my screen, you have a book now button that will be able to appear on your profile if you enable it, of course. So what will this bring to your business? So first of all, today we've seen this feature didn't come up just like this. We actually see the behavior of user on our platform. And what we saw is a lot of businesses were already trying to integrate this with whatever was existing on our platform. So what we saw mostly is businesses trying to add via their bio, whether on Instagram or Facebook, a link to take them back that will link their customers to their appointment booking service. It was a link, sometimes it used to work, sometimes we'll take them off the platform and then they will struggle to get back on the platform. So we decided to take that behavior and create this button for those for the specific use case. So with one click, your customers will be able to book an appointment while staying on the platform and while you use the platform you've selected for appointment booking. You'll also be able to find new customers. So we know that social media is a great way to find new customers, and your new customers will be able to book directly a button with you. We'll go through the different ways they will be able to do it in a few minutes. And of course, you're going to be able to also measure the results. You're going to be able to see how many bookings you got from this from social media, and it will also help you to do your marketing and ads initiative later on. So today, once you're up and running, once you've installed this Book Now button that we will cover just shortly, you're able to provide this book now on different surfaces within our family of apps. So the first and foremost is on your account profile. So on Instagram and on Facebook, you can include it as a standalone button that will appear on the top of the page. You can see it here on the first and last screenshot, but it will also available other places. So we have it as well when you run an ad, for example, you can add the Book Now button as a part of the ad on your page within a post. So this will be able to anyone seeing an ad or a post about your business to be able to book directly as well. We also have some new features around messaging that are coming soon. So anyone like messaging your business will be able to also book an appointment within this with the same integration that you will have enabled. So getting started with adding a Book Now button is pretty easy. You can enable it from your Facebook business page, from your account on Instagram, or directly from Appointed platform. So I'm gonna hand it over back to Esther, who's gonna show us a demo on how to do this.
Perfect, thanks so much. Can you see my screen now? Yes, perfect. The million-dollar question, isn't it? So as you can see here, this is a flow showcasing how you can connect Appointed to your Facebook Business Suite, or Meta Business Suite as it's called now. As you go into business apps, you'll see that Appointed sits on the top of the appointment scheduling systems. And here you head over to connect. Of course, you can review what details Appointed will have access to and what sort of things are required in order to connect the two applications. And then you'll also see what this connection will enable you to do. Of course, feel free to have a read of that. When you make the connection, all information is there that you need. And you'll see here as you hit connect, this directs to the Appointed login page to ensure that you connect this application to the appropriate Appointed app. You'll see here that I'm already logged in. I've got a few different accounts here, and I've got the option to select the one that I would like to connect to. If you don't already have an Appointed account, then this flow will also enable you to create an Appointed account within this, or of course, you're welcome to sign up and then make the connection from within Appointed. It's completely up to you which one is easier for yourself. But here you can just make sure that you select the appropriate account that you're looking to connect to Facebook and Instagram. And again, you can of course just review the details and you'll see which account and which email address you're authorizing here to connect to Facebook. Once that's done, you're directed back to Facebook, as you can see here, and you'll see that there's a few different settings, which of course, if you only have one business account, which, in most cases is the case, all of this will be pre-selected for you. And once you've reviewed the information here, again, relating to the data passing, as well as any legal terms and conditions that you might want to review before you make this, you can just hit continue. However, here I will also show you how to set up an ad account and a pixel account in order to make the connection. None of these are required, so you don't need to have an ad account and a pixel account set up, and you don't need to attach this to the application. And it's important to mention that if you don't do this, we don't, and Facebook doesn't track the engagement with this particular booking tool. So this is completely up to you whether this is something you'd like to put in place or not. Another important thing to mention at this point as well is that all of the customer engagement will happen within the appointed application. So none of your customers' data will be passed on to Facebook. This is not a requirement of the connection. You can be assured that your own personal data and your customers' personal data is handled securely, both by appointed and by Facebook and Instagram, of course. But as we go through here, I will show you that I select the appropriate Facebook business account that I'm looking to connect, as well as enabling that Instagram button there, as you could see there. And then I'm on to creating an ad account. And this can be quite helpful if you would like a dedicated ad account that then will allow you to set up adverts with the Book Now button on them. So this is something that we do recommend if you'd like to take advantage of that. So you'll just see here that I'm creating a dedicated ad account here. Of course, you can name this whatever makes sense for you, especially if you've got multiple ones. You might want to add a name that is specific to this particular application. And then you can create a pixel. This pixel will allow you to track engagement and conversion within the booking app. Again, this is not a requirement. This is completely up to you whether you'd like to put this in place, but this can be quite helpful if you'd like to understand how many people click on the Book Now button in your Facebook and business apps, Facebook and Instagram business apps, and how many people then actually end up making a booking. So this can be quite helpful if you're looking to really understand how people engage with these tools. Again, if you've got multiple pixels, then the best recommendation here is to create a booking specific pixel so that you can ensure that you're tracking the right things here. And as we hit continue here, you'll see that again, you'll see the exact same details that we saw before. Again, you can just ensure that you know how data is passed through, and you can really understand how Facebook and Appointed will handle your data through this connection. And once you're, of course, happy with everything, you can just go ahead and hit connect. Here again, you can review what sort of things Appointed will have access to within your Facebook accounts. This really is limited to whatever we really needed for this integration to work. So again, you can be assured that it's really only data and certain functionalities that are required to ensure that this Book Now button will work well within your account. You'll see here that I'm in the Appointed interface now. You can access this at app.appointed.com, and you can also come to this from within the Facebook Appointed Management site, which I will get to in a second. But when you're appointed, you can access the Facebook business integration if you go to the Connect tab there, as you can see there, and then clicking to connect with Facebook Business. Since we just connected, of course, we just have the confirmation that this connection is live and that you actually have the Book Now button now on all the pages that you selected during the connection flow. But if you'd like to edit that particular booking tool that is added to your Facebook and Instagram accounts, then you can hit edit widget, and you'll see here that you're here within the booking widget configuration user interface. For those who are familiar with Appointed, this will look very, very familiar to you because this looks pretty much exactly the same that we've got for any other booking tools. The reason why we have this separately, because some of the settings are slightly different to what we've got for all the other booking tools that we provide. And this is also a dedicated booking tool to your Facebook and Instagram, and obviously in the future, any other Meta apps. But you can go through the usual widget settings here, filtering per service or service category if you'd like, filtering by calendar or resource. This is again completely up to you how you would like to configure this particular widget. I'm just going through all the different settings here. And you've got the option to configure this yourself, including, of course, adding your brand colors if you would like to. Make sure, of course, always to save your widget, and then you can go back to the integration page if you'd like, or jump back into Facebook or Meta, the Meta Business Suite, as I'm showcasing it to you here. You will find, of course, that Appointed is connected at this point underneath the business apps, and now, of course, is jumped back to the first place here underneath the appointments apps. And you can manage all the Book Now tools as you click on Manage there. And you'll see here that you can toggle the page action buttons for Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger as well. As we mentioned, the Messenger Book Now button is coming very soon. So this toggle will actually enable the Messenger action button very soon. If you've got this connection in place, you will not have to reinstall anything like that. You can just come in here and toggle this on and off once this is live. And of course, we will ensure that we'll let you know once that happens. So make sure to keep in touch with us for that. And what the flow will actually look like for the customer, we've seen some screenshots, and we will showcase now with one of our amazing clients, Vive, who are UK-based makeup company. Shout out to my highlighter wearing them today. Sabrina will show us what their flow looks like for their London pop-up store.
I'm muted. Someone had to do it, didn't they? Okay, my turn to share the screen. That's all I said. You didn't miss much. So this is just the recording of Vive. So this, as Esther mentioned, is one of our newer clients. They've just started running events at pop-ups. So in case you've never heard of Vive, it's a makeup company started by Jamie Genevieve. She is a content creator. She has over 900,000 subscribers on YouTube. She has 1.4 million Instagram followers. So she has a very strong social following, especially on Instagram. So you can see Vive was founded in November 2020. It already has almost 200,000 followers. So they were really excited about the Facebook and Instagram integration because it means that people who follow them on Instagram can book directly into these events. So I'll just press play and you can see how it works. You basically hit book now from their profile and it'll bring up their booking widgets. And this was for a pop-up that is ongoing currently. If you're in London, it's in Covent Garden. And you put in your details for whichever event you want to go to, pay for your ticket, and you're good to go. It's really very simple. And you'll notice that you haven't left the app whatsoever. It didn't bring you to a new browser. It didn't bring you to a new app. It's all happening within Instagram. After you've paid, you basically hit the X and you're back in Instagram. So it's a really user-friendly way of doing that and a really great way of engaging some of your more engaged followers who maybe wouldn't always click through to your website. It's just a new way of using it, and it is very user-friendly for Instagram followers. I myself enjoy using it. Vive is quite an extreme example. That's someone who has a very strong social following, but we have noticed an uptake in this integration among like all of our different industries. So it's definitely relevant for almost everyone. It's really exciting in that way. And we will see a future case study from Vive. I've just been noticed that it didn't play for you. So I will try once again, but if it doesn't work, by all means, go to Vive on Instagram and try the book now button for yourself because it's still up there. I've hit play again. Is it playing? Right. It did play the last time. I do have a brain between my ears, but for some reason must not have recorded it. So this is one of the events that they've got going on at their pop-up currently. And the whole recording is all of 24 seconds long, which is how long it would take you to book in. It's pretty efficient. And that is Vive. So they had a few set up there. They didn't just have the one event, they had a few pop-up events at that shop. So you could book into any one of them straight from the book now button. Now we will move on to our Q&A. I believe we do have a question about something like that. So our first question, I think we have covered, it says, how do you integrate the booking system into Facebook and Instagram? The only difference is with Instagram, you have to do it on your mobile because you can't do it on your phone or on your desktop. But if you have any follow-up questions about that, I think that came through relatively early in the webinar. If you have any follow-up questions, I encourage you to leave that in now. The next question says, we have several stores under one account. Is it possible to link the stores to one button? Esther is nodding. Take it away, Esther.
Yes, very good question. And yes, it absolutely is possible. We do have a particular booking tool that allows for multiple locations to be pulled into one booking tool. If you would like to utilize that, then please get in touch with either our sales team if you're not an existing customer of ours, or your dedicated account management team, and they will be more than happy to get that sorted for you. It really takes not a long time at all on our side to get that sorted, but that is something that the client success team will take care of for you.
Absolutely. Our next question, interesting one. I'm curious what the answer is. It says, does it have to link to a booking widget?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we would need to. I would be curious though, I think this came through from Kim, what other options you'd be interested there. So if you've got any follow-up comments on that, then we'd be interested to hear them.
Excellent. Now, the next question I will take, because it says, how do we get people to start tapping book now and using the button? As the person who runs Appointed's Instagram and integrated our very own book now button, I basically use it anywhere I would have used the call to action before, where it says link in bio, kind of the classic Instagram call to action, click the link in my bio. So now you can just say tap book now button. I put out a whole post about it, and I said you can try it for yourself and use our book now button, and did a little screen recording on that. As Gal mentioned, you can also use this in ads. So that's been really exciting for us, that we can run ads where the call to action is actually the book now button right on the ad. So that's basically a short form of how you would do that. We are also putting out a blog, which will be in your follow-up email, that has 5 different ways to get people to start tapping book now and get people engaged on social media. Our next question, probably again for Esther, it says, how do we edit the widgets that appear in the book now flow?
Yes, another great question. And let me just quickly share my screen again. So you'll see here that, again, I'm in the Appointed platform. As you come into Appointed, if you click on Connect and then click to connect with Facebook Business, you will be taken to the integration page, where if you hit Edit Widget, you'll have the ability to filter or edit the widget. Edit the widget however you need to, including adding your brand colors. You'll see me here going through the different settings we've got. If you do have a widget that pulls in multiple locations, then if you get in touch with our support can take care of that customization for you in terms of color, fonts, pictures, etc. for that particular booking tool.
Excellent. Now, this may be relevant for future ones, but interestingly, we have a question that says, is it possible for bookings to be connected to a CRM tool such as Salesforce? Esther.
Yes, and also another great question. So we do have a native integration with Salesforce as well, and we're currently in the midst of creating a Zapier integration, which will allow you to connect to Salesforce, HubSpot, or any other CRM systems to pull in customer information. So yes, absolutely possible.
Excellent. Now, the next question is, we have multiple management pages on Facebook. How do we link to the correct one?
Perfect. So let me again just find the relevant part of the recording here so that I can show you what that looks like. But when you are making the connection between Appointed and your Facebook business account, you'll see here that it will default to something, but you can change that here very easily so that you connect to the appropriate Facebook account. Or of course, if you'd like to connect to multiple Facebook accounts with multiple Appointed accounts, then you also have the option to do that, and you can make the selection from here. In this particular example, we've got, of course, our webinars account connected to our Appointed account. I've got my test account connected to this Ardent Styles account, and we also have a test account connected to our Appointed test business. So it's absolutely possible within the same flow as you can see here.
Now, I think the next one is likely for Gael. It says, can you have more than one button? So if you wanted to have a book now button, but also have a separate call to action button, something like, I think you said call us or something like that is another one here. It says visit the website or something like that. Can you have multiple on one profile?
Yeah, so in general, yeah, you can. However, visit the website is not a button that we have. It's actually in the bio. You have a website link that you can add, and that's you can have that, and you can have book now. You can have call us. I think there's a limit on the amount of call to action numbers you can have based for UX reasons. But yeah, you can have multiple buttons, and I think in your Vive screen recording, we were able to see that they had multiple ones.
Yeah, definitely. Now the next question asks, can my clients book and pay for the multiple appointments during one booking?
Yes, very good question again. As I jump back in here to the widget editor, you'll see here that there's an option here to allow customers to make multiple bookings within one transaction. If those bookings are paid for, then your customers can pay for all of those bookings that they're booking all in one transaction, paying once, adding their details once. So that's something that you can configure with an appointed, absolutely.
Excellent. And Kim has come back to us about the widgets and what else you would have. So she says she's not 100% sure on widgets because she has a microsite and services set up there. So we have so many services, time slots, and she hasn't used widgets so far. She's been using the microsite.
Perfect. Thanks so much for providing those details. Sorry, I keep not sharing my screen. I should just read ahead probably with the questions there. But when you make the connection, that will generate a widget for you. So there's going to be a widget edit here. As I understand, you've not been using widgets so far because you use your microsite to take bookings. So you do have the option to just include all of your services. Appreciate if you've got many services, then it's going to be a bit of a scrolling for your customers to find the appropriate services for themselves. So you either have that option to just include all of your services in the one booking tool, and per default, this is included in the booking tool. However, if you'd like to adjust that, so if you'd like to, for instance, only enable your customers to book one-to-ones, then you can filter by service category, which you probably already have in place if you use a microsite, and you can then trial error which ones are the more popular or which ones are the ones that mostly are booked through your social media pages. Or of course, as I say, if your customers don't mind, then we can include all of your services in the same widget.
Excellent. Now our last question here says, did you say if you have multiple stores or events to link that we have to speak to the care team or support team to sort this?
Yes, exactly. At the moment, that is the case, yes.
Excellent. And that brings us to the end of our Q&A. It is almost 3 o'clock on the dot. So well done, team. I have to thank Esther and Gael. Thank you so much for participating in our webinar. And as I mentioned at the beginning, you will soon get a recording of this webinar sent to your emails. So thank you all for attending, and we hope to see you at the next one.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Thanks so much. Have a lovely day, everyone.